Sometimes I wish social media existed in the times of the Bible. I wish Jesus had an Instagram profile. I wish King David had a Facebook. And I wonder what would be his relationship status on Facebook. He had multiple wives, divorced, remarried many times over. He even had a lover of the same gender. He ended up with a woman that wasn't his wife. So my guess would be, if King David had a Facebook, his relationship status would say it's complicated. I don't think he would say married or single or in between. King David's life and his relationships were indeed complicated. Not only with his wives and lovers, but especially with his in-law, King Saul. You see, Saul was the one who originally promoted David. I'm sure you remember the story of David fighting Goliath. It was King Saul who invited him to challenge that Goliath. And King Saul was really mentoring David, even eventually offering him one of his daughters as one of his wives. But as David's popularity was growing up, he got more Facebook followers than Saul. Saul became jealous. King Saul felt threatened by David's popularity. He was more popular than king himself. So eventually a civil war begins between Saul and David. People who like David are supporting his cause, and the loyalists of the old king are fighting on the side of Saul. And today's first reading finds us in the middle of that civil war. Somehow, David and his right-hand man Abishai sneaked into the camp of King Saul, and they catch him sleeping, totally helpless. Abishai says, "Yo, dude, let's kill him." And David, I'm guessing his first knee-jerk reaction was, "Hell yeah, let's kill him." But eventually he says, hold on, brother. If we kill him now, we win this battle, but we might lose the war. We'll create a martyr of King Saul. And people will hate me for killing their anointed king. So let's save him. Let's not do what we want to do. Let's just take a spear from his side that has royal insignia and a jar with the same royal insignia. So they steal these two items, leave the camp of the king, and the next morning, from a safe distance, they yell, "Hey losers, look what we have. We got to your camp. We stole your king's spear and the water jar. We could have killed him, but did not. Look how gracious and merciful I am." And Saul had no other choice but to seize the civil war and make peace with David, eventually making him his successor. You see, David usually wasn't as thoughtful as in this story. David is very human in all the stories told about him. He's all about instant gratification. Oh, there's a cute girl. Let's flirt with her. Oh, there is a cute boy. Let's flirt with him. Oh, there is something else. I want it right now, so I will get it right now. But for some reason, in this instance, he didn't do the knee-jerk reaction. He didn't do the instant gratification thing. He thought of things in a longer perspective. The perspective of winning the war was more important than instant gratification of winning that one single battle. Sure, it would be so nice to kill the king, but would it be wise? There are very few instances in David's life when he's as wise as in this story. And when Jesus says, when someone else strikes you on one cheek, give him the other one, it's very counterintuitive. Because when someone hits you, you want to hit them back. The knee-jerk reaction is to do the same they did to you. When someone hates you, you hate them back. When someone steals something from you, you want to steal it back from them. It's a very instant gratification kind of a thing. It's a very knee-jerk reaction, very human reaction. But Jesus says, learn from David. Don't do the knee-jerk reaction without thinking first about the long term of your life. Perhaps by striking someone back right away, it will make you feel good at this moment, because you will show them who is the loser. But perhaps it's worthy to lose this battle right now, to show what a bully he or she is, to let that person demonstrate to others her or his true character. Perhaps when you hate someone in return, it feels good, gives you the righteous passion. But in the long term, it is wiser to not hate them, but to make them even more angry when you like them. Have you ever smiled to a person who really wants to hate you? Jesus, pisses them off really, really bad. When someone wants to hate you and you just smile to them and wish them a happy day, I can see just fumes coming from their ears. And Jesus says, in the long run, it's wiser to hold on and not do your knee-jerk reaction. Yes, it's normal to fight back. Yes, it's normal to hate those who hate you. Maybe you will win this battle, but in the long run, you may lose the war. And what counts more? Winning this battle or winning the war? And Jesus lived this example himself. When he was talking to Pilate, he said, if I wanted to, the army of angels from my Father would have come to protect me. But I choose to turn the other cheek. And he lost the battle on the cross. But he won the war. Back a few years ago, when we were still very much in the midst of our scandalous story of the archdiocese, at one point, the new archbishop, when he arrived to town, made an offer to St. Stanislaus people, saying, "Listen, guys, I will let you run your church the way you want to be run. I will let you keep your board of directors, even though I will appoint them, but you will still have your board under one condition. Let's get rid of this damn Father Bozek from St. Stanislaus." So it was a very tempting compromise on the table. For some reason, all the bishops of St. Louis that have met me could not stand me when I smiled back to them. For some reason, I saw fumes coming from their ears and eyes when they talked to me. And so they wanted the people of St. Stanislaus to choose instant gratification, to win this battle here and now, and perhaps in the long run to lose the war. It was enough to give away Father Bozek with all his crazy ideas of giving communion to anyone, or having women priests and deacons, or believing in marriage equality, all these scandalous things. Only kick him away from St. Stanislaus, I will give you what you always wanted. It was like a serpent in the Garden of Eden. Look at this banana, so juicy and tempting. And to be honest, I'm glad I didn't have to vote on that question, because temptation is very real. My knee-jerk reaction probably would have been, you know what, we can end this long dispute if we just put Father Bozek on the stake, and there are matches right there. But in their wisdom, the people of St. Stan did what David did. They thought, you know what, yeah, this might feel good. This might give us instant gratification and allow us to win this battle here and now. But in the long run, do we end up being losers? Now, there are stories like that in your life, in your school, in your work, in your career, in your marriage. When you talk to your in-laws, to your crazy neighbors, there are countless examples when we have a choice. Instant gratification, do what feels right, or think about the long run of things. Turning other cheek is not what you do by nature. It takes reflection and decision. But you know what? I think Jesus believed in karma. Call it karma, call it divine providence. But if you choose at this moment not to respond to hate with hate, if you choose not to do what is a knee-jerk thing in our life, in the long run, karma will get them, or God will get them. Call whatever you want it. In the long run, it is wiser not to do what feels right at this very moment. In the long run, it's better to lose a battle and win a war. Amen.